For many of us, the dominant financial story we've been told and absorbed is rooted in scarcity. From an early age, we hear messages that reinforce the idea that there is never enough to go around, whether it's money, time, opportunities, or security. We're taught that we must hustle harder, compete fiercely, and hold on tightly to what we have, or we risk losing it all. This scarcity mindset is reinforced by society, media, and even well-meaning mentors or parents who themselves were operating from a place of fear. Living within this framework, people often find themselves stuck in the not enough trap. No matter how much they earn, save, or achieve, it never feels sufficient. This belief system creates chronic financial stress and anxiety. It manifests in thoughts like, "What if I lose my job?" Or "I can't afford to take a break," or "I'll never be able to retire." These thoughts aren't just passing worries. They become habitual patterns that affect how we perceive ourselves and our ability to thrive. The impact of this scarcity-based narrative is profound. It shapes the way we make choices, big and small. We may turn down opportunities that feel too risky. We may avoid investing in ourselves or our dreams because we fear we'll end up worse off. We might hoard resources, resist generosity, or stay stuck in unfulfilling jobs or toxic financial habits because we don't believe we have better options. This mindset keeps us locked in survival mode, focused on lack instead of possibility. Over time, these beliefs create a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you constantly anticipate loss or limitation, you unconsciously align your actions and energy with that expectation. This isn't just about being frugal or careful, it's about living with a constant undercurrent of fear. And fear contracts. It narrows our vision. It closes doors. It blocks creativity, innovation, and bold decision-making. In short, it keeps us small. But it doesn't have to be this way. There is a different story available to you. The story of abundance. Adopting an abundance mindset begins with the simple yet radical decision to see the world differently. Instead of viewing life through the lens of limitation, you begin to recognize the infinite possibilities around you. Where scarcity says, "There's not enough," abundance says, "There's more than enough for everyone." This mindset doesn't deny challenges, but it reframes them as opportunities for growth, learning, and expansion. When you shift from scarcity to abundance, you begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You notice the doors that are open instead of fixating on the ones that are closed. You realize that the universe is not withholding from you. It's responding to your energy, your beliefs, and your alignment. This shift is subtle at first, but it creates a powerful ripple effect. Suddenly, you're not just reacting to life, you're co-creating it. One of the most transformative tools in this shift is gratitude. When you focus on what you already have, your health, your relationships, your talents, your experiences, you start to feel rich in ways that money alone could never provide. Gratitude changes your internal chemistry. It reduces stress, enhances well-being, and most importantly, it amplifies abundance. What you appreciate, appreciates. When you give thanks for what's present, you open the door for more to come. Another essential aspect of cultivating an abundance mindset is the practice of positive affirmations. These are not just feel-good quotes to slap on your mirror. They are deliberate, intentional rewiring tools for your subconscious mind. When repeated consistently, affirmations like, "I am open to receiving wealth in all forms," or "I trust in the flow of abundance," start to replace old scripts of lack and limitation. They begin to reprogram the mental software that has been running the same scarcity loops for years. As you continue this shift in perspective, you start to notice changes in your external reality. You feel more confident asking for what you're worth. You feel less triggered by comparison or fear. You start taking inspired actions that align with your goals, and the universe begins to meet you halfway. Abundance becomes not just a concept, but a lived experience, one that transforms your relationship with money, opportunity, and self-worth. Embracing the abundance mindset isn't just about shifting thoughts. It's about taking action. It begins with creating a clear, compelling vision for your financial life. Visualization is a powerful tool because your brain doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. When you vividly imagine your goals, seeing, hearing, and feeling them as if they're already achieved, you create a mental roadmap for success. Picture yourself paying off debts, receiving that promotion, launching your dream business, or traveling the world with financial freedom. But vision alone isn't enough. You must take aligned action. This means stepping out of your comfort zone and saying yes to opportunities that move you closer to your goals. It means investing in your growth, whether through education, mentorship, or personal development. It means taking consistent, intentional steps, even small ones, every day. The universe responds to movement. When you act in faith, not fear, you start generating momentum. It's also important to curate your environment. Surround yourself with people who believe in possibilities. Engage with communities that uplift, inspire, and challenge you. Limit your exposure to fear-based narratives, whether they come from news, social media, or naysayers in your life. Energy is contagious, and the more you immerse yourself in an abundant atmosphere, the more naturally you begin to embody that frequency. Create routines that reinforce your abundance mindset. Start your day with gratitude journaling. End it with affirmations. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Track your financial progress and acknowledge how far you've come. Reflect regularly on your goals and update them as you grow. These practices don't just support your mindset, they help you stay focused, motivated, and aligned. And perhaps most importantly, be kind to yourself. Shifting from scarcity to abundance is a journey. There will be moments of doubt, setbacks, and old patterns resurfacing. That's okay. Growth isn't linear. Trust the process. Keep showing up. Every time you choose abundance over fear, you are rewiring your reality. The idea of abundance isn't just spiritual or philosophical, it's deeply grounded in science. One of the foundational principles that supports it is the law of attraction, which suggests that like attracts like. When you emit positive energy, you attract experiences, people, and circumstances that mirror that frequency. But how does this really work? Your thoughts generate energy. That energy influences your emotions, which in turn shape your behavior and decisions. When you consistently focus on abundance, gratitude, and possibility, you train your brain to recognize and seize opportunities. This is where neuroplasticity comes in, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on new experiences, thoughts, and behaviors. Every time you choose a thought aligned with abundance, you're strengthening new neural pathways. You're literally changing the structure of your brain. Over time, this becomes your default setting. You start to notice synchronicities, your creativity increases, and you become more resilient in the face of challenges. You stop being ruled by old stories and start writing new ones. Gratitude is another powerful scientific ally in the abundance journey. Studies show that gratitude increases dopamine and serotonin, the feel-good chemicals in the brain. It improves sleep, reduces stress, and boosts overall happiness. And when you feel good, you make better decisions. You take more inspired action. You attract more of what you want. Your mindset isn't just a mental game, it's a physiological one. When you shift your beliefs, you shift your biology. You move out of survival mode, fear, stress, scarcity, and into creation mode, possibility, joy, abundance. This isn't magic. It's the natural result of aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you want to create. When you fully embrace abundance, your life begins to transform on every level. Financially, you experience more flow, freedom, and opportunity. Emotionally, you feel more secure, grounded, and joyful. Spiritually, you feel connected to something greater, a sense that you are supported, guided, and on purpose. Abundance allows you to pursue your passions without fear. You start making decisions based on what lights you up, not what you're afraid to lose. You build a life that reflects your highest values. You contribute your gifts without holding back. And in doing so, you create a ripple effect. Your abundance becomes a blessing for others. When you live in abundance, you naturally become more generous. You share your time, your resources, your wisdom. You lift others up. You create opportunities. You model what's possible. And that impact is priceless. Because true abundance isn't about what you have. It's about who you become. The journey to abundance is not a one-time leap. It's a continuous unfolding. It requires daily commitment, conscious choices, and courageous action. But the rewards are limitless. You begin to trust yourself more. You stop chasing and start attracting. You release the grip of fear and step into the flow of faith. You thrive, not in spite of life's challenges, but because of how you respond to them. You rise, not because you've avoided failure, but because you've grown from it. And you inspire, not by being perfect, but by being real, radiant, and rooted in the truth of your worth. So take a deep breath. Look around at the life you're building, and know this: abundance is not outside of you. It is within you. It is your natural state. And now is your time to claim it.